wonderful moment when fate takes his hand. And this is my moment. My destiny calls me when I can explore a new and exciting land. Yeah, once in a lifetime, I feel like a giant. I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. And this is my moment, my once in a lifetime. I'm gonna do great things. Well, good afternoon, good evening, and that's another fucking day gone, isn't it? Well, I'll fuck off home. And for those of you that haven't seen me before, and there won't be many, I don't suppose, but for those of you that haven't seen me before, the name is Phil Starr, and if you don't enjoy the act, it's Lola Lasagna. It's, did you read it? Do you know, I love those little snippets in the newspaper, and I was reading through the other day, and you know, the wonderful things in technology. Do you know, I mean, have you heard that, of course, a dreadful thing, salmonella comes from eggs? Yes, did you know you can get that from eggs? Does that mean that Humpty Dumpty was dead before he fell off the wall? Does it? Did you see they've crossed an owl with a rooster, and they've got a cock that stays up all night? Yeah. Talking about staying up all night, when was it? One night last week, Wednesday it must have been. I went to bed early, the old man had gone down the pub, and all of a sudden I heard him come through the front door, and he's banging up the stairs. I thought, what a fucking racket. So I shouted, I said, what are you making all that noise for? He said, I'm trying to get a barrel of beer up the stairs. I said, oh, leave it till the morning. He said, I can't, I've drunk it. And of course, I gave up smoking over a year ago, you know. I'm quite pleased with myself, really, for giving it up. But, I mean, I don't object to anybody else smoking. I mean, the old man smokes, you know, in bed, which is a bit off-putting, you know. I mean, he smokes before, during, and after sex. Usually the same cigarette. That's, I don't mind him smoking in bed. It's that cold ashtray on your arse I can't stand. Especially when they flick it and mist. And the other night he said to me, he said, do you fancy a Chinese takeaway? So I said, well, I wouldn't mind for a change, you know. So he said, well, if you ring first, they get it ready for you. So I rang the number and the person answered and he said, me poking the chef. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I'll ring back when you're not so busy, you know. But I like Indian food. Do you like Indian? Oh, they're fucking hot, some of those, aren't they? Do you know the size of their crisps, though? Aren't they big? And oh, the other night I had one of those vindaloos. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, the following morning I sat on the loo, my arse went down for a drink. It did, really. I never go in Greek restaurants, they throw the fucking plates at you there, don't they? But oh, it's all makes the world go round, doesn't it, really? And as you know, I do a few gags, few songs. If you want to join in the songs, you're more than welcome. But Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening is, I always think, the best evening of the week, isn't it, really? You know, you're thinking about going back to work tomorrow. Oh, fuck off. So, anyway... No one to walk with, all by myself. No one to talk with, I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. for certain, the one I love, I'm through with flirting, just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, why should I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't go out late, nowhere to go. I'm home about 8, me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, why should I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't go out late, nowhere to go. I'm home about 8, me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. You know it's you, 'cause I'm saving all my love for you. Just for you. Have I seen you since Christmas? I have, haven't I, I think? I think so, yes. Yes. We had a marvellous Christmas, actually. And my next door neighbour's little boy, he's only 7 years old, and he said to me, my mum works all the time and I don't get much of a Christmas. So just before Christmas, I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you up the West End of London and show you all the lights. Oh, he was thrilled to bits. And I took him by taxi, and we were going through Soho, and all of a sudden he turned to me and he said, what are those ladies stood in that doorway for? So I had to think quickly, you know. I said, they're ladies of twilight. The taxi driver turned around, he said, they're fucking old whores. I said, thank you very much. The little one nudged me, he said, here, he said, do those old whores have babies? I said, sometimes, love. They call them taxi drivers. And talking about riding, friend, I've got down the bus stop the other day, you know, and I was just sort of standing waiting for the bus. You know how long they take? Ages. And all of a sudden this bus turned up that I mean, it wasn't mine, it wasn't the one I wanted. And this woman got off and she ran past me and I noticed she got one of her boobs exposed. So, well, no, it was hanging out. So I thought, she obviously don't know. So I said, excuse me, missus. I said, you know you've got one of your tits hanging out? Oh, I've left the fucking baby on the bus again. And you know, it started to trickle with rain. And there was a very nice fellow stood next to me, obviously an office type, you know. And he tapped me on the shoulder. He said, excuse me. He said, would you mind if I put my umbrella up? I said, no, as long as you don't open it. That's it, sir. I'm very accommodating. And this poor woman stood in front of me. I had to stop. I said, excuse me, love. I said, I don't wish to be personal, I said, but do you realise you've got a tampon behind your ear? Oh, she said, thanks ever so much. I wonder what I've done with my fag. And, yes. That's what Goldfinger, he's the man with the Midas touch, a spider's touch, just a cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin, but don't go in. Golden golden words people pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you feel. But a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold. Golden words people pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you fear. For a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold. He loves only gold. He loves gold. He loves only gold. He loves gold. Did you read in the paper that Queen Mary II, you know, that wonderful new ship we've got, you know, Shirley Bassey was booked for Cabaret, did you see that? And on the first night she was so fucking seasick she couldn't appear. $40,000 she was getting for that. Isn't it marvellous, eh? And you know, when you come to think of it, you can see me for the price of a drink. And it just goes to show you get what you fucking pay for, doesn't it? You could do with the money, so can I, dear. Especially $40,000. Fucking you only do one show a year, wouldn't you? That's no. It's, I mean, it's nice, you know, when you sort of meet people, and of course, like, you know, celebrities and that. I got in the other night, you know, and I turned on the television. Didn't know which programme it was. I just switched it on, and that Australian fellow, what's that? Rolf Harris was on. Oh, there's something wrong with him in there. Oh, there's fucking got to be. What's all this business about? Tie me kangaroo down, eh? Two little boys. Oh, rock off. Yes, oh, there's something wrong there, dear, isn't there? That's one of our neighbours, she said to me the other week, we're having a little charity week. So I said, well, anything I can do to help. She said, have you ever thought of doing a parachute jump? I said, fuck off. Oh, my top step's too high for me. She said, you can do it with a bit of practice. So I thought, well, you know, so I went for a bit of tuition, and it was very good because the fellow said to me, listen, you've got nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. He said, all you do is when we get up to a certain height, we open up the door. Don't look out. He said, just jump. Count 3, and then you pull the cords. He said, as long as you remember to pull the cord, keep saying it to yourself, you know. So it sounded simple enough. So I got up in this plane, and all of a sudden they opened the door. The fucking wind. Oh, I thought, don't, you know. So I said, I don't think I could jump, you know. And all of a sudden he put his foot in my back, and I went flying through that fucking door. Well, I was hurtling down, and I couldn't remember what he told me to do. It goes out your mind, doesn't it? And I'm hurtling towards the ground. I get nearer and nearer. And all of a sudden, a woman passed me going up. I said, excuse me, missus. She said, what, dear? I said, do you know anything about parachutes? She said, oh, no. Do you know anything about gas cookers? Maybe I'm right, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm weak, and maybe I'm strong, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Maybe I'll win, and maybe I'll lose, and maybe I'm into singing the blues, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. terrible chances I'm taking. Fine at the start, left with a heart that is breaking. Maybe I'll live a life of regrets, and maybe I'll give much more than I get, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. There's not room for the dance. Maybe I'll win, and maybe I'll lose, and maybe I'm into singing the blues, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Somehow I knew at a glance the terrible chances I'm taking. Fine at the start, and left with a heart that is breaking. Maybe I'll live a life of regrets, and maybe I'll give much more than I get, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. Thank you so much, thank you. How kind. How kind. My lovely friend Maisie Trollet, she's in London tonight. She's appearing at the Old Bailey. And she was arrested last week, charged with indecent exposure. Yeah, she only showed her face. Yeah, poor soul. Anyhow, shame. Yeah, it's fair on Maisie. And she was in her flat the other day, and there was a knock on the door, and she opened it, and this fella said, are you the householder? She said, yes, I am. He said, I'd like to demonstrate my new vacuum cleaner. She said, listen, I don't want to see it. So she said, I have got no money. He said, well, do you need one? She said, well, I need a vacuum. He said, yeah, but I'm skint. He said, well, just let me demonstrate. Well, he said, move aside, and before she could say anything, he chucked a bucket of shit straight through her front door. Landed on the carpet. She said, look at the fucking mess you made of my carpet. He said, don't worry, this vacuum cleaner will clean that up in 3 minutes. If it doesn't clean everything off that carpet, I'll eat it. She said, well, I hope you're hungry. We've had the electric cut off. Well, we could do, couldn't we? I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still I begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so exciting when all at once my heart took flight. I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so exciting when all at once Did somebody say there was a drink for us somewhere? I heard that we... Was it behind the bar, the drink? Was it left behind there? Was it, darling? Yes. Behind me? Oh. It's behind you. It's behind you. Oh, it's in front of me. Thank you so much. Thank you kindly, dear sir. I don't know who you are, but thank you very much. Oh, do you want a sip, dear? Would you go on, darling? Have a swig. It's only orange, I think. Is there anything in? Is there a vodka in it? Oh, Jackie did it. Is there something in it? I thought I could say something mild in it. Yes. Something. Oh, whatever it is. Yes, it's very nice. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Just wondered, that was all. I thought it was holy water for a minute. We've had 1 or 2 requests this evening. 1 or 2 we can do and 1 or 2 we can't. But I've got to tell you, because I don't know if any of you have thought about it, you know, but my friend Maisie, she went for one of these tests to see how virile she was. Now, you read about it in the paper, and I read that the average sort of butch man has millions of counts in their sperm. And Maisie said, well, I wonder how many I've got. So she went to be tested. She had 4. Yes. 2 of those had arthritis. Yes. And it was a dreadful thing, actually. I was wondering whether to tell you when I came here or not, but a friend of mine called Mould, she's a lovely lady, she works in the local sperm bank. And she said the other day she was on duty and all of a sudden the fella rushed through the door in one of these ski masks, brandishing a revolver. And he said, stick 'em up. She said, oh, she said, you've made a terrible mistake, she said. She said, this is a sperm bank, it's not fucking Barclays. She said, we don't keep money. He said, you stick your hands in the air. So she said, well, all right. So he said, do you keep samples here? She said, yes, we do. He said, where have you gotten? She said, they're in that fridge behind me. He said, well, open the fridge door. She said, they're only samples of sperm. He said, open that fridge door. So she opened the fridge door, and he said, what are those? She said, they're files. They're all samples of people's samples of sperm. He said, well, take one out. She said, well, all right, but don't shoot me, whatever you do. So she took the file. He said, now take the cork off. So she took the cork off, and he said, now drink it. Oh, he said, I'll blow your fucking head off if you don't drink it. And she tipped up this file and he whipped off the ski mask and it was her husband. She said, there you are, Maud. I told you it didn't taste so bad, didn't I? Love on the rocks ain't no surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Got nothing to lose, so you just sing the blues all the time. Gave you my heart, gave you my soul, left me alone here with nothing to hold. Yesterday's gone, now all I want is a smile. First they say they want you, how they really need you. Suddenly you find you're out there walking in a storm. When they know they have you, then they really have you. Nothing you can do or say, just walk away. We all know the song. You need what you need, say what you want. Not much you can do when the feeling is gone. Yesterday's gone, now all I want is a smile. First they say they want you, how they really need you. Suddenly you find you're out there walking in a storm. When they know they have you, then they really have you. Nothing you can do or say, you gotta leave, just get away. We all know the song, love on the rocks, ain't no surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Yesterday's gone, now all I want is your smile. What a shame, isn't it? And there was one of the requests I've got is because the other night in one of our local pubs, this fella went in, quite a good-looking bloke, and he went in, sat at the bar, and as he looked along the bar, there was this gorgeous blonde tart sat right at the end. He'd never seen anything so gorgeous in his life, and he thought, I will try me luck, so he winked at her, and she winked back. But unfortunately, as she winked back, her glass eye fell out, and it rolled across the floor. Well, he got out of his seat quickly, picked it up, and he took it back to her. And she said, oh, thanks ever so much. No, well, actually, she said, thanks ever so much. And she stuck the glass eye back in. So she said, since you've been so discreet, you've been very kind, could I buy you a drink? So he said, that's very nice of you. She said, in fact, she said, I would like to take you for a meal afterwards. So he said, well, I'm game, you know. So they went for a lovely meal. And at the end, he said, shall I order the coffee? She said, no. She said, come back to my place. I'll make the coffee. So they had the coffee, and then she said, would you like to come upstairs and make love to me? He said, bloody hell. He said, do you treat all men you meet this way? She said, oh, no. She said, you just happened to catch my eye. Do you want fucking blood? Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss me. Thrill me, honey, honey, thrill me. I don't care even if I blow my top, but honey, honey, don't stop. I'd like to play a little game with you, a little game especially made for two. So cuddle close and darling, show me how. Closer, closer now. Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss me. Thrill me, honey, honey, thrill me. I don't care even if I blow my top, but honey, honey, don't stop. We've never played this little game before, so just relax and you'll enjoy it more. Oh, cuddle close and I will show you how. Closer, closer now. Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss me. Thrill me, honey, honey, thrill me. I don't care even if I blow my top, but honey, honey, don't stop. You kiss so well my lips begin to burn, and I can tell I've got a lot to learn. Oh, cuddle close and darling, show me how. Closer, closer now. Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss me. Thrill me, honey, honey, thrill me. I don't care even if I blow my top, but honey, honey, don't stop. But honey, honey, don't stop. But honey, honey, don't stop. Cha-cha-cha. Thank you. It's it's somebody trying to lead me into a long gag over the side here. And only because you know I'm an animal lover, that's all. I was down at the bus stop the other day and this Alsatian got hold of my leg. Oh, have you ever had that? They won't let go, will they? Was hammering to 90 to the dozen. And the woman said, oh, I think he likes you. I thought, fuck. I said, get off. He went, urgh. I said, all right, hurry up then. And and what happened to I will do your gag, whoever keeps shouting it out. Is it him? Is it you that keeps shouting this bloody thing out? One of my neighbour's kids, he keeps on at me because I promised once to take him to the seaside. And to cut a long story short, I took him to Southend at the end of the summer. And I said to him, on conditions, I said, you don't start asking for everything. So I know what kids are like, they want every bloody thing, don't they? So we get down to Southend, walking along the front, and he sees the ice cream parlour. So he said, I want ice cream. So I said, well, ask nicely. I said, there you are, there's the money. I said, go over to that lady at the ice cream counter and ask nicely for an ice cream. And I'm telling you, he was beautifully dressed. Oh, he had this little cowboy outfit on with the holsters, with the guns and everything. And he went over to the lady at the desk, and he said, excuse me, madam, could I have a vanilla cornet, please, with a Cadbury's flake in the top, if you would be so kind, thank you very much. Oh, she said, what lovely manners on a little cowboy. Would you like crushed nuts? He said, do you want your tits blowing off? So to enlarge on the story further, we walk further down the front and he sees this bloody candy floss. And he's screaming and stamping on the floor, I want candy floss. I said, all right, I'll buy you this. I said, nothing else. So I gave him the money. Oh, this candy floss, it was all over him. All over his jumper, around his mouth, in his hair. I thought, take him down on the beach, he can't get into trouble down there. So I took him on the beach, and of course, fatal, the fella comes along with the donkeys. Oh, he wanted a donkey ride. Oh, did he kick up. So I said to the fella, will you stick him on one of those donkeys and take him as far as you fucking can? Preferably don't bring him back, you know. Well, he was gone. Oh, he was as happy as a sandpiper. And when he came back, the fella that owns the donkeys said to me, listen, it's the end of the season, and we're selling off some of the donkeys, and some of them are very old. We're giving them away to good homes. And this little fella you've got loves that donkey he's on. So I said, so? He said, well, would you like to take the donkey home? I said, that's all I fucking need, isn't it? Well, the little one, you've never seen such a performance in your life. I said, all right, if you want to take the donkey home, have the donkey. So I thought, how am I going to... I tied it on the back of the train. Ran all the fucking way to Fenchurch Street. Poor thing was knackered when we got there. So we got it home. So I said, now, what are you going to do with it tonight? I said, you're going to have to put it somewhere. I said, I tell you what, temporarily, we'll put it in the shed down the bottom of the garden. I said, before you put it to bed, what are you going to call that dear little donkey? He said, I'm going to call it Wanker. I said, where did you get that? You can't call a little donkey a name. He said, I'm going to call it Wanker. I said, all right, please yourself if that's what you want to call it. So in the middle of the night, we had a terrible storm. There was fucking fault lightning and everything. Oh, it was dreadful. And unfortunately, the little one's looking out the back window. It woke him up. And as he's looking, this fault lightning came down straight on the shed where the donkey was in. And the fucking donkey came out that fucking shed across the field. Oh, a grease lightning, it was across there. And the little one come running into me. He said, oh, auntie. I said, what's wrong? He said, Wanker's off. I said, listen, you've had ice cream. You've had... I'll make you a record of that. You'll never know just how much I love you. You'll never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you. You ought to know, for haven't I told you so 1,000,000 or more times? You went away and my heart went with you. I speak speak your name in my every breath. And if there's some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know now. You'll never know just how much I love you. You'll never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you. You ought to know, for haven't I told you so 1,000,000 or more times? You went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every breath. And if there's some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, we've had one or two requests, and as I came on, I always stand on the corner there waiting to be introduced after that long intro that Beryl has on the tape there, and it takes quite a while. And I did have a request to do my Eastern number. And do we have anybody of Arab descent in tonight? You're not Arab descent, are you? Are you Arab descent? Have you got way back in the... No, you haven't. Have you, madam? Have you? No. I'll do that after this one. All right, darling. Yes. Sandbags, windbags, camels with the hump, thin girls, fat girls, some a little plump. Old Queen sold here 50p a lump in the old bazaar in Cairo. Brandy, shandy, beer without a froth, braces, laces, a candle for the moth. Bet you look a smasher in an old loincloth in the old bazaar in Cairo. You can buy most anything, thin bulls, fat cows, a little bit of string. You can purchase anything you wish, a clock, a dish, and something for your Auntie Nellie. Harem, scarem, what do you think of that? Bare knee striptease, dancing on the mat. Oopa, oopa, that's enough of that in the old bazaar in Cairo. All together. Wonderful. Rice pud, very good, what's it all about? They put it in a kettle and they couldn't get it out. Everybody took a turn to suck it through the spout in the old bazaar in Cairo. Mamadam, ramadam, everything in style. Genuine Bedouin carpets with a pile. Funny little odds and ends floating down the Nile from the old bazaar in Cairo. You can buy most anything, thin bowls, fat cows, a little bit of string. You can purchase anything you wish, a clock, a dish, and something for your Auntie Nellie. Yashmaks, pontifex, a little bit of fish, stoppers, poppers, anything you wish. You can get a blowjob or have it up the dish in the old bazaar in Cairo. Italy. Thank you very much. Especially for you, dear, this is. Again. And I wish you wouldn't remember the gag so well. It's... No, it's talking about the time 2 or 3 years ago. It was towards the end of the summer again. I happened to go into my hairdresser's where I have my hair done. And she's a lovely girl, but she does chat. Oh, she's a nosy cow, she is. And I'm having my hair done, and she said, are you going on holiday? So I said, well, we're having a late holiday. I'm going to Italy. Oh, she said, you won't like it there. I said, thank you very much. I said, what's wrong with Italy? She said, we went a couple of years ago. She said, it pissed with rain all the time we were there. She said, the food, I could have been sick before I ate it. And she said, all those buildings crumbling, she said, got on my nerves. I said, surely there must have been some pluses. I said, did you see the Pope? Oh, yes, she said, we went to see the Pope. Millions of people there. She said, he was on a balcony about 5 miles away. Do you know he was that big? I never realised he was so small. So I said, I'm sorry you were disappointed. So anyway, when I came back off holiday, I popped into the hairdresser's again. And she said to me, did you go on holiday? I said, yes, I went to Italy. She said, I bet you didn't like it. I said, we loved it. The weather was beautiful. I said, the food we thoroughly enjoyed. Oh, the lovely old buildings. I said, I was thrilled with the architecture. She said, did you see the Pope? I said, yes. She said, he was that big, wasn't he? I said, no. As a matter of fact, I said, the Pope came round in an open-top car. She said, he didn't. I said, he did. I said, the car stopped right next to me. She said, it never did. I said, yes, it did. I said, and what's more? I said, the Pope leaned out of the car and spoke to me. She said, he didn't. I said, he did. She said, what did he say? I said, he leaned right out and said, who the fuck did your hair? Is it your birthday? Is it? Yesterday was your birthday. Oh, we'll have to do happy birthday for my... Oh, yes. Lady Lewis. Oh. We're singing happy birthday for Lady Lewis here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Lovely scream, go on, yes, happy birthday, yes. That'll teach you, won't it? But you won't stand at the front again, will you? But as you know, we've got a full evening here at the Queen's Arms. We don't finish yet. When I'm finished, we have the lovely Queen of the Karaoke, the lovely Swallocks. Is that what her name is? Betty? They all scream, Betty, 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 Betty. And I think that's what her name is, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. She's a lovely personality. The great Betty Swallocks will be here, spinning the discs and singing along with the karaoke. Hope you're all in good voice. And do stick around for it. It's a great evening. And she's very entertaining. Yes, you only got to look at her to see that. Our Betty was one of triplets, you know, yes. She ate the other two. I love her to bits. I know she'll be shaking her fist at me in the corner there. Right, honey. Funny how a lonely day can make a person say, what good is my life? Funny how an aching heart can make me start to say, what good is my life? I think I've found another dream in my life. Till I look around and see this great big one is part of me and my life. This is my life. Today, tomorrow, love will come and find me. Oh, that's the way that I was born to be. Well, this is me. This is me. This is my life, and I don't give a damn for lost emotion. I've got a lot of love I've got to give. Well, let me live. Let me live. Sometimes when I'm afraid, I think of what a mess I made of my life. Crying over my mistakes, forgetting all the breaks I've had in my life. For I was put on earth to be part of this great world is me and my life. Guess I'll just set up the score, count the things I'm grateful for in my life. This is my life. Today, tomorrow, love will come and find me. Oh, that's the way that I was born to be. Well, this is me. This is me. This is my life, and I don't give a damn for lost emotion. I've got a lot of love I've got to give. Well, let me live. Let me live. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that applause going, please. Your cabaret, the fabulous Mr. Phil Starr and Mr. John Bruzon on the keyboards. Mr. Phil Starr, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want one more?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just a little advertisement. I know a lot of you have booked for the end of February for the pantomime Mother Goose at the Pavilion Theatre. And just to let you know, if you are considering booking at all, the whole thing was fully booked. Every seat was taken for the arranged run of it. But they have put in an extra 5 o'clock show on the Friday. That's the last Friday in the month. So if you haven't booked yet, if you fancy going on that Friday, it will soon fill up, you know. But don't forget to. I don't have to say a word to you. You seem to know whatever mood I'm going through. Maybe I have known you forever. You just look into my eyes and see the way I feel and how the world is treating me. Maybe I have loved you forever. Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amis con sempre means a love that never ends. Never time for a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world and in my heart. In my heart for just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. We share memories I can't forget, and we'll share more, my friend. We haven't started yet. Maybe I have loved you forever. When I look at you, I wonder why there has to come a time when we must say goodbye. I'm alive when we are together. Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amis con sempre means a love that never ends. Même for a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world can warm my heart. And if I was for a summer or a spring, amigos para siempre. I look at you and I wonder why there has to come a time when we must say goodbye. I'm alive when we are together. Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amigos con sempre means a love that never ends. Never once for in a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world can warm my heart. Not just for a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. Amigos para siempre. Thank you, good night.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. The fabulous Mr. Phil Starr and Mr. John Bruzon on the keyboards. Mr. Phil Starr, ladies and gentlemen.